go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Ryan Aldred here, joined by the well-known Fulchester manager, Mr. Chris McLaughlin. Evening, Chris.
Evening, Ryan. Evening, Super Leaguers.
Yeah, and it's Wednesday night Super League, and we're up to round 16. Um, Basically, we've had 15 games so far. Northern Burn topping the pile thus far, lagging from behind everyone's favourites, Dudley Hill. Did manage to get a draw in round 15, part 2, away at the Devils, who managed to sneak in to the top six. Let's have a quick glance at that. Pablo Aymar picking up man of the match. Goals, maybe surprisingly, from Andre Uja and the ever disappointing Alex, who only managed to pick up a six, even though he put the ball in the back of the net. Dudley Hill doing relatively well, down to 10 men for the majority. Demiano Zanoni getting sent off early on and actually got the equaliser. But yeah, anyone wants to catch up on that, it is live on the YouTube and I believe on the Twitch. You can see there's a few people joined us already in the chat. We've got 10 watching live on YouTube and I think 2 or 3 on Twitch. So good evening to Jens. Good evening, Mr. Tato Mourinho, Mr. Mega Horse, Maka, my co-coms in the YouTube chat, Mr. Duggan, Mr. Hopkins, who of Dragons Destroyer, who's appointed Smuts as number 2, who's submitted this tonight's tactic. Scott Sadler says lads, and Ian Edwards of Northern Burn, of whom I'm wearing a Northern Burn top as we speak. Number 5 Cannavaro on the back is in the chat, as is Dimble. Yeah, it seems like a long time ago now, Sunday, but Fulchester managed to pick up a 3-0 win away at Gazelles. You must have been happy with that, Maka.
I am particularly pleased with the performance of Ronaldo as well, who's finally done something. I've not managed to get much out of him this season, but he at least did something. Admittedly, I was quite surprised by the Gazelles' performance and what is presumably some form of glitch for them getting 8 yellow cards and a red. Very, very unlike the Gazelles. So I think 3-0 probably flatters me, really, if we remember the state of the commentary. But very pleased to get out of the Savannah or Trainer Stadium, whatever it's called, with the 3 points.
Yeah, a big win for Hools away at Locomotive. Obviously, that was probably a bit of a shock considering Hools' form of recent, but since they've changed this tactic, they look a bit more solid now, don't they, with the one up top?
Yeah, absolutely. Jens used this on a brief network save we were doing with some Division 1 teams, and he looked very, very dangerous. He was steamroller in the league, so that's why last week when I said I thought it was a good point that I'd earned, I think people are beginning to see why I said that. It's maybe perhaps too late in the season for Hools to mount a top 6 charge, but I think they're definitely turning some heads and have turned a corner with recent results.
Yep, and the other result I just wanted to pick up on, maybe considering the league positions, a bit of a surprise. Churchtown dug in, probably the better team at home. A goal for Christian Tim at the dropping well, and yeah, they're one of the teams I do think still in with a bit of an outside chance in the table. I mean, only 4 points off the top 6 at the moment. Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom for the sides just outside. It's there's still a chance
Yeah,
for them.
if I were Churchtown, oh, absolutely. If I were Churchtown, I'd look at it as say sort of 8 points maybe off the real sort of mix. But of those 8 points, is he playing 3 teams above him or 3 teams in the top 6 at some point? Yeah, probably. So I don't think anybody bar Dudley Hill and maybe just Hools is completely out of it. As we know, everybody beats everybody in this league, apart from Sigalco FC at the top. So yeah, I still think Churchtown are in the mix, and they've started to grind stuff out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's switched to a very similar formation to Leddersford. The only thing I worry about for Churchtown is can they grind out enough 1-0s to get to the end of the season? Because that negative goal difference at this stage of the season could be penal.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it's he needs to start banging in a few goals. He's been struggling for a goal scorer all season. Obviously, he's managed to get Rossini in on loan from Bostock, and if he can start banging the goals in, then it might be different. But he's not done thus far in this. He managed to get 3 for you in season 1 and 2 for Haggis and season 2. Yeah, it's not really been the Rossini of the last serve, but if he can
No,
turn
my,
that
my,
corner,
my advice my advice for him would be edit nickname and call him Fausto Peroni.
all right. Just to put him on, I mean, 32 points from 15 games. He keeps that on. He's on for 55 points. I mean, and which I'm not too sure what the Super League record is, but he's really going some. Is Mr. Edwards, and yeah, they look formidable at the moment. However, we go on,
Go on, sorry.
go on, let you go.
I was going to say that if you look at the goal difference of the table, we're saying Sigalco FC, but surprisingly, I scored more than Ian, and Spartak are always high scoring. But it's that conceded. If you look, Bern and Bostock have got the same goal difference, exactly the same, but there's 4 points difference. So, for me, I guess the point I'm getting at with that is I still think it's not necessarily done and dusted. I think Bern have just got the right results at the right time. Will they reach 50 points? Probably. I do see them getting 6 wins of the next 11. But 55 or whatever you said, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Right, evening to Steve Wright and Jens, who joined us in the chat. We're now up to 12, and we're happy with that. I think we're happy with that. It's a relatively late start on a Wednesday. Looking at the table, I'm just trying to think of where would we go first on match of the day. Ian's in the chat, and I know Hodgie isn't joining us tonight. So shall we go to that marquee matchup, early doors of Devils v Bern? Do you think?
Yeah, let's go for that big one.
Okay, let's do it up. So it's the reigning champions at home to the league leaders Northern Bern. Hodgie isn't available with us tonight, but he's left us some half-time instructions should he need any. He's gone unchanged from the team, which was frustrated by Dudley Hill in the kind of the game +1. It's a formidable 11. Maybe there's a surprise name in there. Andre Uja, is he someone you go for in a home save, mate?
No, I believe I actually sold him to Fifey. Yeah, there we go. A while back. It's the kind of player I'd pick up if I was, like in Huddersfield or a Millwall or something like that, and I've only just got into the Prem, and he's available for like $1 million or $2 million, but he's not somebody I'd want at the heart of a midfield or build a team around. Absolutely not. He's capable, but he's not world class.
Aye. Just seen Steve Wright is here, but he's not alone. So good luck, Steve. What do you mean?
It's all paid for.
It's all paid for. Well, you've brought your checkbook. Yeah, and he up against that again, the league leaders who have gone narrow for the second time on the spin. I think the only change there is the Roy Keane suspended, so Hidetoshi Nakata comes in to fill that gap. Ricardo Gardner and Marcin Basinski keep their places. Basinski, not one I've heard of before, but his stats look formidable, don't they?
Audio.
If your audio is just buffering in and out there, Maka. But yeah, Marcin Basinski.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep, I've lost you again, I think. Is Maka there, anyone? Is Maka there?
It must be my laptop. I am. Hi, Ryan. It's Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You press the fucking button.
Oh, do you know what? This lad, I don't know much about him. He's a defender, left or right back. Why he's playing at DMC, I don't know. Maybe Ian's checked the database. But if you look at his statistics, there is something about him. He'll work hard. He can put a tackle in. He can run all day, and he's fairly quick and he can mark. So I guess he's got the right stats to play in that position. Do you know what? I don't mean to try and play mind games with Citizen Edwards, but I believe he doesn't even need to mix it up. I think the only reason he's changing it up is to try and catch us all on the hop, so we don't work out, the regular formation he had a lot of success with. Ian obviously has got something very, very well, working very well going forward. Knows what he's doing, but I just feel like some of this narrow tinkering and other stuff we've seen recently is to just try and keep us on our toes.
Yeah, not to be that one-trick pony kind of thing. To do the opposite of Marcel Bielsa and have a plan B as such if things aren't working, or maybe just some kind of ruse.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, when you've got a 4-point gap at the top of the table and you're 12 points clear of the rest of the non-playoff rivals, it's probably the right time to do it, because you can always go to tried and trusted and still roll teams over. I think realistically, Ian only needs another 8 points to be guaranteed playoffs and maybe 14 to probably top the league.
Maybe. Jens going for Desmond, as is Mr. Jamie Hopkins. Tato being modest as ever, saying I think he only did it to combat his lineup.
One
But
1-0 Burn, Sigalko, 88th minute.
let's kick it off and see what happens. Burn start the quicker, but Emerson involved there. Ferguson coming forward. Van Bronckhorst involved as well. Not too much happening in front of goal by the looks of it after 23 minutes. Robin offside. Armar keeps going. We had a free kick there. Not seeing many efforts here. Sidalco's name mentioned, as was Totti, who went close there. Robin misses the target. Looks like Northern Burn having the efforts. We get towards half time there. Don't think there's been much goalmouth action as expected. I don't want to talk too much at the half time here. Yeah, not the most entertaining of first half. One shot off target for the home side, one shot off target for the away side. Knowing that Hodgie isn't about, I'm not going to change anything there for him. That was pretty miserable. I will let Ian confirm, but I suspect he isn't going to change anything either.
No.
Tizalco on a 6 and Robin on a 6, which is maybe the surprise there.
Well, now you can sort of see why Devils played with that DM4 and the two MCs to really sort of try and neutralise Burns' attacking threat, and they've done a good job so far. I don't want to speak too much for Hodgie, but if I was in his position, I wouldn't have minded a draw against Burn at the start of the game, albeit at home.
Yeah, I think if you look at the team on paper, you think Devils probably fancy themselves against anyone, but this is Northern Burn in good form, top in the league. Yeah, and I completely get you. Form stands for a lot, doesn't it? And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, as expected, going as is. Hopefully, we'll have a more entertaining second half. This is turned into one of those kind of United Chelsea games, which gets all the build up, and then both teams put 8 behind the ball and snooze
United
fest.
Chelsea, more like United Villa or United West Ham. It's absolutely shite at the minute.
United Feyenoord, or whatever. I mean,
Oh, do you remember that? Oh, God. That's honestly the worst game of football I've ever watched. For context, viewers, United PSV under Louis van Gaal. If you ever need to put yourself or children to sleep, just watch that game.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm slowing this down because there's not much action happening in front of goals. Look like Northern Burn are slightly having the better of it. Todo making a
So
save there
Devils
from.
have had a lot of possession. Last 5 minutes, oh, here we go. Ooh.
Sebastian Frey, I believe, has won the goalkeeper jersey in Roxy's all-time Champ 11.
He has, and he's just signed for my Wrexham side on my non-streamed Rex to Riches save.
Oh, fantastic! I think if I was going to back anyone to score now, it would be
Sigalko 88. Come
yeah,
on. Did I call it? No, I didn't.
no. Van Bronckhorst on the left-hand side. Emerson runs a bit, advancing the keeper left foot. Ow! And the
Oh,
Devils have scored. I hope me wearing a Northern Burn shirt isn't a bad omen. We get into the last couple of minutes. Can we get a reply here?
final whistle. What
Wow,
a result.
that's a
What a result.
yeah. Let's be honest, it wasn't the amazing, spectacular display from either side, which we were kind of hoping for. It
Oh,
was
that'd definitely be on near last.
yeah, war of attrition for Teen Devils and Northern Burn. Emerson, who do you mean often overlooked what a player he is on the game, obviously starts at Roma, but yeah, driving in low in the 88th minute. Really good ratings, really, for that Devils performance, considering they didn't have too much on target. It's I think Hodge will be happy with
His
that,
job.
won't he?
Well, Andre Uja again, looking like the man, and his wall of meat at DM has done tremendous. Again, and do you know what? A lot of people saying Hodgie. I think Hodgie and the Devils very much like full chest of the season. Oh, they're having a shit season. They're not doing so well. They're a bit inconsistent. But Hodgie's now on 24 points, right in the mix. He's obviously going to be a bit of a nuisance in the playoffs, and I think a lot of people were writing him off a couple of weeks back. But yeah, what a fantastic result that is.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was writing him off. I think that would be, well, if they were, they were stupid. Yeah, Northern Burn, not trounced by any means, but probably, yeah, one of those just to kind of, yeah, put that one in the bag, forget about it. And I don't know, if you were Ian Edwards, would you be going narrow again next week?
No,
No.
I'd be going back to be honest. I would probably go back to what was rolling teams over, get to that sort of 42, 43 points total, and then I'd start messing about. Get
Yeah.
that red P next to your name or whatever it is, and then crack on.
Insert devil's advocate joke here. Very good, Mr. Mega
Oh,
Horse.
damn. Damn. I
Dan
feel like
is,
we should do a pub quiz with Dan. He'd be quite good.
yeah. Reminding me of old school Devils. That depends how old school you go in, because if you go in before the last couple of seasons, Fifey, then they would have been beat 5-0. But
Yeah.
anyway,
And last year and the year before, they were just Mpenza FC.
big words from the Fulchester boss against the
I
reigning
hate that.
champion.
I really do hate Mpenza.
We're going to go with the match on screen, which is Hools Viking, managed by the very beautiful Jens Andersen, at home to Churchtown. Both teams, I believe, got the victory last time out. Am I making that make sense? I think it does.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So, can they? One of these teams, can they keep up the winning run? Jens sticking with his formation, sticking with the lineup to a large extent, apart from Crespo injured, so Van Nistelrooy comes in up top. Solid lineup.
Yeah, wonderfully balanced. And let's be honest, Crespo being injured and Van Nistelrooy taking his place is not a bad sub, is it? Brozek in the hole does wonderful damage. He also does great damage on the right of a 3 up top, in my experience. Rivaldo and Gerard in midfield. I know Gerard scored a goal last week and
Shit,
was
though,
an
isn't he?
absolute nuisance. He's what, sorry? Yeah, I don't
Shit.
like him. He was an absolute menace at Palmouth and Icos, upset the dressing room and all sorts. Churchtown sticking with their borderline Leadersford-inspired formation. Is it Mads Tim? No, what's he called? Christian Tim. Mads Tim's the shit United lad, isn't it? Christian Tim, yeah, not a player I'm particularly familiar with, to be honest, but Poe at left wing probably
Dortmund or
wouldn't have done
Cologne.
that
I knew
either.
it was some kind of
Yeah.
Germany theme.
Um, I, Del Piero in midfield. I'm not.
Interesting. I was going to say
Yeah,
interesting centre midfield.
I'm
Mildum,
a little
Del
bit
Piero.
confused by that. A little bit confused by that, to be honest. I'd be inclined to have played maybe Poe where Mild is and Mild where Del Piero is, and perhaps done something different. But he's got Riquelme and Santa Cruz on the bench, so there's options there. Um, it's a defensive lineup in my view, so I fancy Hools for this one.
Okay, I guess some predictions in the chat, but we're not going to wait for them. So, what do you mean?
Crack on.
You can crack on?
Hools 2-0.
Hools 2-0. Mendes de Silva coming forward early, just fresh out of the reserves, I believe. But Van Nistelrooy coming back. Looks like Churchtown have started fresh here. As soon as I say that, Van Nistelrooy gets involved again. But Zanetti and Del Piero and Christian Tim and names I keep seeing here. Looks like Churchtown are the busier. Brozek hits one wide at this point, though. Again,
Yeah, see, games like this make me really doubt my ability, right? Because I've got this little midfield squad of Galacticos, and I think who are all these kids picking these absolute dossers and farmers in teams, and then they go and like smash the Galacticos 2-0. It's that nuisance again, Gerard.
He just said he was shit, and I'm still going to
He
stand by it.
is.
He is shit, but he scored again tonight, and just before the half-time whistle, who's although I didn't really notice it based on the commentary. If you look at the shots on, probably take a slightly deserved lead. Van Nistelrooy fed the ball to Gerard. That is something that Jens will love to see. Van Nistelrooy getting involved in a goal, even if he isn't putting one in the back of the net. And apart from Big Isaac at the back, Churchtown not necessarily having the best first half.
No, and again, to be honest, I think that's possibly due to the defensive personnel selected. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'd have always found a way to shoehorn Riquelme in there and maybe get Del Piero further up the pitch. But we'll see what Dims can do second half. Is he in the chat?
Yeah, I've seen him in the chat, Mr. Lidimble, which is my new pronunciation of him. He's going to be called Lidimble.
No, Dimble.
Lidimble.
Spin baller.
Riquelme for Mendes de Silva. So Riquelme for Mendes de Silva, who I thought it wasn't too bad in the first half, and swap with Hakan Mild. Okay, there we are, and we go over to the beautiful Jens and Christian Zinoni, who's a bit meh, and Asen So, who's a Roma reserve, and we all know what Alf does against Roma, let alone their reserves. So yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to save my naughty answers to questions like that for my appearance on the Tato and Sloth podcast next Tuesday.
Oh, you're on the Tatel and Sloth. Let's big up the
I
Tatel and
believe
Sloth.
I am. It's in my personal calendar. Rob Slough asked me to get hammered and then answer a lot of questions. So I'm going to see if
Slap
Tato wants to meet
potato.
up in the Woodside pub, and we'll go from there.
Slap potato, slap potato. Anyway, if Jens... Is Jens about? Yeah, I've seen Jens at some point, I'm sure I
Yes.
have. So,
If I were Jens, I'd keep as is. I think he's going to see this game out personally. But what do I know?
cancel that Macca is the thing. Liverani, just one word, Liverani is the word from Jens. You mean probably for Aston So after we've given him a bit of grief?
Yeah, but then he's got two left footers in his double pivot. I'm not a fan of that. I like the balance.
I mean, Mileshki's an either, but I'm going to kick off unless he says something really quickly.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah.
case I haven't
Tato's
mentioned it enough, I have no internet till the 14th. Yeah, Tato has no internet, so
noted.
he's on his
Well,
4G.
given the wife thinks I'm going to be out anyway, does he want to go to the pub for an hour anyway?
That's an interesting question. When do we go? When do we go up to Edinburgh, Mac? Is that next week? Next week, isn't it?
On the Friday the 15th. Oh, there we go. To Brozek.
To Brozek, and it looks like Hools are starting to get a little bit of form.
Did I predict 2-0, mate? I think I
Don't know.
did.
Did you? Oh,
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Somebody rewind the stream and let me know.
Brozek centres it.
I'm sounding like that gambler who doesn't tell you about his losses.
Yeah, Mystic Mac.
Yeah, I said Hills will see this out. Jens has stumbled onto something with that formation. I feel like I said I saw him absolutely steamroller teams on the home save. Like he'd scored 55 goals after about 14 games or something stupid.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it too little, too late? Who knows? But Jens has got to look at it and say, right, I've got 10 games left. If I can get 25 points from those games, is he in with a shout? Absolutely. Well, he doesn't even need 25 points, actually. He probably needs more like 22, and he might be in with a shout.
Yeah, he needs to keep going. I mean, it's all good.
But I mean, we're asking a lot. We're asking him to not lose more than 3 games for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's a big ask, but I mean, with the squad he's got, it's within the realms of possibility, especially if he carries on this run of form. Hedman and Okoronkwo are the only two really doing themselves justice. Patrick Power having an absolute mare, and to be honest, the rest of the team not really turning up. It's a night to forget for Lee Dimbley and his Churchtown boys. And as we move over to Hools Vikings, and it's definitely a night to remember. Let's make a night. Anyway, so Christian Zanoni and Lilian Thuram doing some good performances. Paul Brozek with the 4 shots, 2 on target, assists coming from Van Nistelrooy and Fabio Liverani off the bench. It's a good night, isn't it? It's a good night for the Norwegian army, the Norwegian Vikings. Are you there, man?
Do me next if you want. I'm not bothered.
No, I'll do you at the end, mate. Do it at the end. I don't know what to do.
What are the fixtures? Shall we do Dragons Gazelles?
Yeah, Mr. Hopkins and Mr. Duggan about. This is two of the former Dragons dicks. So who's at home? Sorry, Dragons at home. So we go to. I think this is a debut in the Super League for a formation submitted by Mr. Smuts. Oh, Maka sounds like he's beeping, like he's no longer there. I can't even find Dragons. There they are. Anyway, but Smuts, obviously famously, not a fan of 2 at the back, and he's gone for a flat back 4, but including 2 wing backs in Boma and Luciano Zeri. West and Lucio hold the line in the middle. It looks very, very solid. David's holding the line. I think it'll be very, very tough to break down with this lineup. However, will they have enough
Ryan,
Maka just no issue.
Ryan, I do apologise. My connection's been a little bit crap.
No worries.
Yeah.
You're back now, mate. You're back now.
Yeah, it dropped in. I don't know. I think it's my laptop. It's probably from all the previous defeats where I've smashed the screen or battered the keyboard. I've probably damaged something internally. But oh well.
Well, I've done the defence, mate. I've done the defence.
Perfect. That midfield looks a bit unbalanced for me, actually. I don't think Figo and Salakovic can play in them positions, but they're at home. If they've got the ball going forward, it should be a bit naughty. It should be an interesting game. I think that's a strong lineup on paper. I'm just not sure about the sort of positional placement of some of the players.
Interesting. Gee, the Shins, didn't you expect you to nibble as easy as Campbell? I missed this now. Let's get networks there. Boss is coming for the SL. All right, here we go. I'm just going to crack on. Just going to crack on. No context orders. Davids will be captain as we go to Duggan's Gazelles, hoping for a better performance than the yellow card infested game away at home to Fulchester last time out. He's gone with a new tactic. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's lots of diagonals and then the three up top, and Raul coming to join the midfield. Is this something you submit to, Maka? Is this something that you go in for?
Do you know what? It's certainly something I'd potentially try myself. It's not too dissimilar from my 2-1-4-3, I guess, that I played last week. Wellens and Gerrard bombing on, Raul dropping in. I think that does give the team a bit of balance. It'd be interesting to see how it goes on, actually. But I do like what he's done here. I just worry about that forward line. Are Castillo and Guillaume enough to sort of provide the firepower if Raul's dropping deep?
Yeah, and I think Duggan said he submitted this formation with the three up top, thinking that Hopkins would be going one at the back, and that would potentially drag the one at the back Hopkins Dragons defender out and leave Castillo and Guillaume some room. Obviously now with a flat
Or
back
the
four,
offside?
or the offside, yeah, and the flat back four now they're up against, so it may not be as effective. Okay, so let's kick this off then. Let's get to the game stream. There's some predictions in the chat. Yeah, big upturn in fortunes at Hools since Alf got involved as well. Alf obviously giving.
I'm beginning to think Alf's kind of like, he's actually the real string puller of the Super League. He's involved with everybody.
He is, isn't he? Do you mean absolute legend of the SL is Alfredo Bridge? I'm gonna do my. No, I can't do an Alf impression. That wouldn't be fair. Maka, what do you reckon? Dragons versus Gazelles.
I think this is going to be a very tight game. Actually, I could see it being a score draw, one apiece.
One apiece, and General Smuts is here to up the Dragons. Didn't lose your form, Ian. Ian left. I felt Ian's lost his form down a cavity wall, I believe, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah, he's doing literally Jesus' work. So I imagine as the man was building a house for the homeless, maybe his phone dropped down in between his slats, But that's the price Ian pays for being such a charitable soul.
And Stevie Gerrard has picked up an early knock.
Well, on that note, I'm going to go and get another famous Italian beer.
You getting a Rossini?
Whilst only the good stuff in the C-suite, mate. You know that.
Oh, Moretti then. Duncan, let us know what you want to do here, mate. Van der Vaart Rye is coming on. Does he want to switch with Richie Wellens? That's the next question. Van der Vaart for Gerrard. Van der Vaart obviously left only. You've got about 10 seconds, Dimble, to let me know if you want to switch. Let me know if you want to switch, Dimble. Let me know. Dimble? Definitely not Dimble. It's Dugan, Mr. Dugan. Boom, 9, 8 seconds. Nah, crack on. Injured in the 4th minute, yet we're on the 3rd minute. Let's crack on with this while Mac has gone getting a beer. Wellens and Yerme involved. I wonder how excited Mr. Smuts is to see his debut. We've seen another yellow card there for a Gazelles player. Joe Cole hitting it from distance. Smertin, Raul just over the bar. Yeah, it's all happening. Apart from goals, Matt Kerr had an effort there, though. Looks like Dragons are creating. Someone hit the bar, maybe Figo, and we get to half time, and it's been not the most entertaining. We're not having the goal fests that we like to see on a Wednesday night, despite the numerous players up top. 4 shots, 2 on target versus 3 on 1. Not too much in the match report. We're going to go to Dragons first, who, apart from Luciano Zeria, all 6s and 7s. Not overwhelming, Mackie. Not overwhelming, is it?
No, it's not. Figo surprised me in midfield, actually. His pass completion isn't atrocious, but other than that, he's not really done much. Clive, Kerr and Selakovic all quiet.
I'm one of these.
Sorry, I meant Cole, Clive and Selakovic. Yeah, not great. I just don't know if there's... I mean, for me, I'm looking at that formation. There's a lot of attacking players on the pitch. There's a lot of intent there, but is the formation set up to get the best out of them? Like, could even a traditional 4-2-3-1 actually work in this kind of, with that lineup? Like Cole on the left, Figo on the right, diagonal arrows in or something. I don't know.
Right. Just my own thing here. Just so you're aware, General Smuts, you get the chance to do a half-time substitution. You can't change your tactic, but you can swap a player on your bench into your first team. I don't know who's doing this. I mean, generally before the show, you and Jamie would decide who's doing this, rather than putting a question in the chat whilst we're having to chat shit. Do you mean so? But you'll learn, mate. You'll learn, and it's good. It's good that you're here. So quick as you can if you want to make a sub. If it was me, I'd bring Brett Emmett on for Stefan Selakovic because Brett Emmett's a good player and Stefan Selakovic is shite. Or even bring Said on and push Davids into midfield.
Yeah,
Either of
I mean,
those
I'm a
things.
huge fan of Brett Emerton. Huge fan. I mean, if you want to talk at the end of the season, we can.
Emerton comes in for Selakovic. I don't know what am I doing there. Emerton for Slacks, and we move on.
Yeah,
And then we move over to Gazelles, and Antonis Vulgaris is on an 8. And apart from that, they're all 6s and 7s. It's almost like it's been a shit match. But Duggan may want to make a sub though. So
Yeah, do you know what? I'd be inclined to bring Forlan on for Castillo, but don't listen to me.
do you still think Fallen for Castillo, please? Wow, who knew?
Oh well, see, great minds, great minds. You see, a lot of people don't appreciate that. Me and Duggan actually provide insight to some of these Sky analysts under pseudonyms. We won't reveal those pseudonyms, but we do know our ball.
Yeah. And you killed that little boy together. Anyway, we move on to 51 minutes.
Acquitted. Don't tell Rob. He's already after suing me for nonsense.
Nonsing, isn't it?
Nonsense.
No, 55, 56 minutes gone, and Fallen involved, as is Guillaume. Gazelle's looking the more, I mean, are Gazelle's looking the more attacking team? Davids has just scored a goal, so maybe I'm wrong.
Wow.
Edgar Davids from defensive midfield on the 63rd minute, and now we've had another injury, this time.
Ooh, this is a tricky one.
Yeah, what do we do here? So
Can Tomidira play left back?
I think
Or
Ibrahim
do
Said.
you do Westy out left and Saeed at
Yeah,
centre half? That's probably the
yeah.
more sensible thing to do.
Smuts, if you want to confirm that that is what you want to do, mate. If you don't want to do that, then I think you're wrong, but let me know. So yeah. Ian saying thanks, Ian, mate. Orgy is still on. Ian, Mr. Campbell, can you let me and Macca know? Do we need these? Me and Macca are in Edinburgh next weekend. Do we need these COVID passports? Or is there anything that we need to get in the boozers up there? Because one of the guys in the chat that we're in saying that we need it. Yes, Ryan. Yeah, fair enough. Is the quote from
Right,
Smuts.
so does this mean I have to download some sort of government app again? I mean, fuck me, I'm already trying to evade HMRC. I don't want more details.
Maybe, yeah. Or you can just get your vaccine passport. I assume. Just go.
I'll talk to you offline about it.
All right. No worries.
Anyway, come on, Gazelles, get me that goal. Otherwise, you're going to break me Super Six.
Yeah, last 5 minutes. Can Gazelles get an equaliser or can Dragons seal the deal? Looks like Dragons could hold out here. As soon as I say that, they came forward into injury
Ooh.
time. Big Brett tackled by. Yeah, looks like it's Dragons.
Solid
Tackled by
four at the
Wellens.
back. Solid. Do you know what? As Duggan was saying on Twitter about every game being like a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
Oh bloody hell, 5. This is exactly his point. Like he's lost to Dragons and Devils have won. And at the start of the night, he was a point behind, and now he's going to be 4 behind, and that's it's a 2-game swing almost. So
Yeah.
he's absolutely spot on with that. Not a great result for Gazelles, to be honest.
Yeah, but let's try. I mean, unlucky to Duggan, but let's try and focus on General Smuts' debut victory at home for the Dragons against a former Dragons lad. Yeah, cheers, Ian, for saying "aye, boys." A little bit more explanation would be fantastic. I know you've got a sticky laptop, but it's a great debut indeed. Let's have a quick look at how the goals went in very quickly. Yeah, David skipped past Wellens like he wasn't there, like he was a ghost. And then right at the end, the big Paddy won an aerial challenge against Smertin. So it's those two guys that Duggan's brought in and he raves about a lot. Interesting one. Here we go. What are we up to? Dragons 2, Gazelles 0. Luciano Zeri picking up man of the match and a 10. The assist coming from Lucio, so maybe surprisingly, and goals, maybe less surprisingly, from the two-star men in
That
terms
little
of.
Brett Emerton with the assist. He's some boy, Brett Emerton.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, I think Smuts will be very happy with that, as will Mr. Hopkins. Good game, good game. And a quick glance at Gazelles, and apart from Mr. Cafu, maybe a night to forget, and maybe time for Duggan to head back to the old drawing board.
Yeah, that forward line's just—it's not getting the ball, is it? You look at Castillo, Guillaume, Raul, and Forlan. They've all had sixes. They've had some touches of the ball, but in terms of shots, Raul's not been fantastic. Yeah, it's just not enough there really for me. Like I don't know what it is in terms of passing instructions, but just not enough. I guess aggression up top.
I guess you are correct. Mr. Scott Sadler, he was basically talking about how he likes his Bostock top but feels a bit silly in it, which I found quite funny. He's another one who's gone 3 at the top tonight.
I'm a trendsetter.
Are you trying to say it was you? Is that what you're trying
No,
to
it's
do?
definitely Slot.
And Trezeguet gets a place on the bench. Last minute switch from Diego Tristan. Apart from that, he kept with Viduka in the middle there, and Elka and Collins. And Elka has been in relatively good form this season, given an opportunity by this manager where others he chanced. Gavilan, another one, his stats really impressed me considering that I never really
Yeah,
gone
he
for him before.
seems to have blossomed a bit.
Yeah. And
Do you
yeah,
know what? I look at Scott's lineup there, and it's very, very aggressive. I mean, Lizarazu was a flying fullback in his day. Gavian looks similar. Undai's got, well, he can do the work of three men, so that's a nice luxury to have. Gonzalez and Bowyer in midfield will be an absolute nuisance. I mean, I can see Bostock, with all due respect to Steve Wright, scoring 2 or 3 here. Scott's really got them ticking.
So look at a reminder of what he went with last time out. Tomasi and Zanoni. Obviously, Zanoni got the red card, but still, you think considering they were down to 10 men for a lot of the game, it's not a bad result for Dudley Hill. He's gone with the same lineup tonight: Tomasi, Sergio, and Tudor. Sergio, one of my home save favourites, has never really done it in the Super League, from my knowledge, or really been given much of an opportunity. He was at Northern Burn, I think. Yes, he was. Um, I mean, there's definitely good
That's
bits there.
force.
I
I mean,
don't.
I look at that. Yeah, I mean, Rustico and Perry is not fantastic, really, but they've 4 very, very good DMCs in front of them playing in 4 different positions. I mean, I'm not convinced about Tomasi playing there or Van Bommel in centre midfield, but the 4 very good players are protecting them. Undai probably looking at Gustavo Lopez, Gallardo, and Mendonca and going, "Yeah, you're all in the pocket, son. No worry about that." Luca Toni could be a bit of a menace for Kevin and Perry or whoever Scott's got at centre half. So I
Ashley
mean,
Lyth and we
that's
got
it. Ashley Lyth, not Kevin Lyth. It should be an interesting game. I do think it could. Dudley Hill's chances could pivot on Van Bommel having a good game. I think he needs to be the fulcrum of this side.
I completely agree. Ian Edwards going for Desmondo, Tato going 4-0. I like that you're getting your predictions in early, gents. It's the way to go. Chat Mega Horse hoping that his prediction is wrong. That's why he's gone for a 0-0. Fifey gone for a 2-1. Dudley Hill, just to be that guy. Just to be that
No,
guy.
I'm definitely a 2 or 3-0 Bostock here. I feel. I just
Yeah. We didn't see anything at all in the first 20 minutes, and it looks like Bostock coming
That's
to it a
interesting.
little. Maybe, yeah, I think these two kind of rivals. Tony had an effort there, though, on 35
Well,
minutes.
it's Yorkshire Derby, isn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, I feel like
Speaking of which,
Dudley. I felt like Dudley were definitely in that.
oh,
And yeah,
that is a surprise.
yeah, not much in the first half. One shot on target each. Action zone suggests that Dudley Hill were putting pressure on, but weren't really creating much. Let's be honest, pretty dismal. We'll go to Dudley Hill first, whose ratings aren't overly fantastic, but
No, but I mean,
they
Chris
were in
Perry's
they were in the game, weren't they? They
completed
were.
his passes, won half his tackles, won ahead. I mean, I don't understand why Chris Perry's on a 6. He's actually played pretty well. I get Rustico being on an 8 because he's won his headers and been a bit of a monster. But again, yeah, a bit hit and miss. Maybe it's two sides cancelling each other out. But all in all, I actually don't think that's bad first half from Dudley Hill.
Not bad at all. So, Steve, if you want to make any changes, let them be known now. As is, I think that's a good call, really, considering. And we look just to the home side, whose rating's a little bit better, apart from Big Davy Collins up top. Life and CC Monsters at the back, but maybe not the attacking prowess we expected from the three up top so far.
Yeah, that's unusual. I thought Gonzalez and Bowie might have been more in the game. Perhaps the
Is it a
four
numbers
top.
game? Are they getting
Yeah,
outnumbered?
I was going to say I think it's the four DMCs kind of mauling them perhaps. But it's an interesting tactical battle so far. Actually, I know there's not been many goals, but very interested to see how this pans out second half.
Okay, let's restart it then. And Sergio involved early doors. Gustavo Lopez having a shot. Gonzalez getting offside. But here comes Bostock and Lizarazu. Devastating cross and an Anelka goal. And so often we see Bostock improve in the second half. And we've got an injury here for Big Clive. Would you go with Clarence Seedorf or Emmanuel?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a massive fan of Seedorf. I would probably bang Seedorf on, but I don't know if Steve's going to go for Olisa Derby just as a forward, because then him and Lopez can act as a sort of proper forward line alongside Tony.
He's gone for Sadebi. I mean, it's got to be an improvement on Mendonca, isn't it? What even is Mendonca? He's up there for some reason. Yeah, let's crack on. Gustavo Lopez absolutely shite as well. Surely you've got better than that, mate.
Seedorf, just get Seedorf in midfield. He's unreal.
I'm not sure I agree with you, but Luca Toni has got the equaliser. It looks like Dudley Hill
Well,
definitely up these games. Let's slow it down
there's
and
a
see if we've got
feline amongst the aviary at this point.
Lucas Sadaby, says Mr. Champ Mega Horse. Oh, I thought for a second there. Tony offside. Big Luca. Gallardo. And
I tell you what, a lot of
pass.
the chasing pack want a draw or a Dudley goal here.
Yeah, they do. Oh, I thought for a second that Big Luca was going to win. Here's Viduka hitting the ball on into injury time. And we've
I tell you what, Super League, the gift that keeps on giving. Wow. Very well done, Dudley Hill. Did not expect that.
Yeah, 2 shots on target all game from Bostock with 3 up top at home to Dudley Hill. Nullified like they did Devils to an extent, even down to 10 men in the midweek game. Interesting performance, and it looks like Dudley Hill have stumbled on something here. Very, very tight, 1-1. It looked like it was a bit of brilliance from Lizarazu. Lizarazu put low crossed in, great cross from Lizarazu, and Elka put that one away. Bit of a solo effort from Luca Toni. I think that was. I mean, considering it was one apiece, I think that was a good one apiece, wasn't it? And credit to Dudley
Yeah, certainly
Hill.
livened up second half.
Yeah, I think he just needs to improve those attacking midfielders because Mendonca, Gallardo, and Gustavo Lopez are garbage. To be honest with you, I'd probably go with them two on the bench ahead of them. And I'm sure if we delve into his squad that we find others, Alex even, but he's definitely got something there. The assist coming from Elisa Derby off the bench, goal from Luca Toni. He's proving now that he can get goals at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Tomasi and Rustico doing okay. Perry, I understand that the kind of logic of going for Chris Perry. I think he's underrated.
I think he's had a good game though, considering what he's up against. Collins, Viduka, and Anelka. Do you know what I mean? 2 shithouses and a battering ram. I think he's done all right though.
So at home to Dudley Hill, you don't want your centre half getting man of the match, is it? So I mean, considering the performance, he'll be happy with the result, won't he?
Statistically, it looks like they've given him man of the match based off the fact he won some headers, which is a bit odd. I would have personally had Lizarazu as man of the match, but there we are. Yeah, not bad, I suppose. I think Scott can consider himself a little bit bemused at the fact he's not created and all his shots have come through Anelka, but I think on the balance of play, Gonzalez and Bowie have probably not been productive enough for him.
Yeah, and it probably a bit nullified by Dudley Hill's tactic and obviously getting overrun in midfield probably has not helped them out. David Collins getting a 6 isn't going to help you out either. And Dai, as we expect, getting that the kind of 9 he gets every time. I think it's a fair result. Maybe Dudley a little bit unlucky. And next we go to Aster Athletic. Still got 3 games to go. Let's speed up, Maka. Aster Athletic this week at
We've all been
home.
online 45 minutes. Don't worry. Do you know what? Again, big fan of Tato. Definitely want to meet him for a pint. But I just don't get this sort of weird 2-4 left 2 right 2. I mean, it obviously works. He's doing well recently. But I don't know. Maybe it's the non-symmetrical nature of it. I can't handle it.
Yeah, it seems to be working for him. He's sticking with it though, and I completely understand why. He's obviously been they got beat by Northern last time, but he's one of the managers who's top of the form table.
Yeah, and he's got some excellent wing backs. Hoffland at centre half, absolutely world class. Vasyuk, I believe, can develop. I've never had him myself. Oh, fucking hell, those stats are incredible.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've got him. I mean, I played him till 35 in Hamburg last season at my home save. I play him sometimes at DM as well. I think he'd probably be better than Foe and Scala, and he's got Sammy Hupio on the bench. Who's, I mean, I don't think the defence is the problem, and I
No,
think
do you know what? That's pretty solid. It's very workmanlike. Foe is nothing spectacular. Scally's just got that right hand column, hasn't he? But between the two of them, they're probably a very effective unit. You know, what I mean, again, they've both got super right hand columns and whatever else they're there to do a job, free the wing backs up, etc. Moving on to Sloss,
yeah,
Vieri
I'm just
three
gonna
hurts
say, I'm
my
just gonna
eyes.
say,
It
Rob.
hurts my eyes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that Rob Slough hasn't put his tactic name starting with the word Spartak or Slough, so you're automatically in the bad books for me, mate. Because it's annoying. Because anyway,
Well, again, you know, Passato at right wing back. Why is that? Anyway, so again, you know, Rob's pretty solid. He's again got a bunch of players that you normally, you know, you wouldn't be going out buying on a home save or whatever because some of them you just shit. But Vieira, like I said, Vieira number 3 hurts my eyes. Please change that next season. It's absurd. Like when Milan Baros wore number 5 for Liverpool, I just refuse to watch any football. It's annoying. But Desai still rolling on at 40 years old. It's incredible. Gamara and Milito is probably underrated. I believe Milito's left-footed, so why is he playing? Yeah, there you go. Why is he playing right centre half? But whatever. Mantoras and Batistuta probably still do a job. Anyway, whatever Robbie's doing here, it works, doesn't it? Generally, so
it works. I mean, he's there in the he's in the playoffs most seasons, isn't he? You can't never write him off. I'm just going to make sure that I've got everything in the right position. I think I've lost Maka again. Milito and yeah, I'm sure
no,
Maka,
I'm back.
you're back. Anyway,
Apologies.
got a prediction on this one, mate?
Yeah. Anyway, Passato the weak link for me.
Spartak in the Dudley Hill kit. So Champ Megahorse went to Batistuta over Sand for a weekend break.
Yeah, it's the Italian Barrow.
Interesting. What are you going with, Maka? What do you say?
I said it's the Italian version of Barrow.
No, sorry. Prediction.
Oh, prediction. I fancy this to be a bit spicy. I think 2-1 Sloss, actually.
2-1 Sloss. Let's kick off and see what happens. Pesotto involved a lot in the early minutes, but here comes Hoffland. Yellow card for someone. Mantaras going forward. It looks like Spartak are creating. Saviola having an effort though after 22 minutes. Zé Roberto coming for Sloss. Batistuta involved. Both teams are creating. We don't have any goals on 27 minutes. Foe coming forward. D'Alessandro for Sloss. Vieri. Saviola has an effort. There's a yellow card again. We've had a goal from long range from Saviola. Never did that at Fulchester.
He's only got little legs. How's he kicked it that far?
And we come towards half time, and Tato will be happy that his team have got the lead, and they've just been more accurate, haven't they? 3 shots on target for them, 3 shots off target for Sloss.
Big Shagger's obviously not on target. I'll be interested to see the Spartak Sloss stats, actually, like who's had the shots and whatnot. We've got Vieri, Simeone, and Batistuta. All right.
Let's be honest, they are shocking ratings for Sloss.
They're crap.
Yeah.
In fact, look at the total number of passes and the completed passes. I mean, that's pathetic. That looks like a child's colour by numbers.
Yeah, nothing much in double
have
figures.
Numbers over. Oh my god! Honestly.
If anyone in the chat can tell me if they've seen Rob tonight, I don't think I've seen Rob, so I'm not going to dwell on this too long. All these players are relatively fit. If he is there, then please let me know if you want to sub. Zero
I'd have gone
reverse.
heavier sand over Batistuta, that's about it. But
Mm.
that's abysmal.
A bit better, and the lead obviously for Aster Athletic. So Tato, have a brief look and let me know if you want to make any changes. I would point out Wael Rayad has only had 2 passes and they've both been given away. So maybe he's got a bit of a hangover.
I wonder if those 2 tackles were he touched it so badly that they were misconstrued as passes, and then he had to try and tackle to win the ball again, and he's just crap.
Maybe. Um, a bit of a solo effort it seems for Saviola because no assist has come up for
This is
anyone.
do you know what? Games like this will get Super League stopped.
It's not been. Let's be honest. It's not been the best night. We need a big finish from Umaka. So no pressure.
Yeah, don't worry. Locomotive Boston are going to stuff me about 5-0. Don't
Rayad
worry.
for Mariano Messera.
That's exactly what I would have done. Good choice, sir. Would you
Look,
like to see the dessert menu?
I'll have the eaten mass. Messera stats look all right. I mean, 25. He's coming into his prime now. Not really given an effort by Northern Burn.
Big
So
money that though, isn't it?
yeah, it was weird. I mean, the auction was dodgy as fuck at end of season. I don't know why. I'm not doing that like that again. Let's continue. 51 minutes gone. Batistuta at an effort there. Vieri goes down. Looks like Spartak coming into it a little bit. Vicente's offside. D'Alessandro comes forward. Roberto, D'Alessandro, Batistuta. Can they get a shot off? I don't see any shots from Spartak. 76 minutes gone. I'm probably going to slow this one down. Didn't mean to click on that. And we move on. The big Russian. Alessandro Roberto comes forward. Near post, Christian Vieri.
So that Zeraberto Vieri combination is just absurdly deadly, isn't it?
It just works, doesn't it, for
More often than
Sloss?
not.
Messera free kick goes wide. It looks like
Mm-hmm.
Aster Athletic, and that solid defense, which I mentioned earlier, seems to be holding out. 5 minutes of normal time to go. Zizi Roberts offside, been a bit.
I'll tell you what, this if Aster hold on, this is a fantastic result, not only for Aster but for the top 6 as well. Wow.
Button hammering carnage. Apparently, says Ian Edwards. I'm pressing too many buttons. A lot off target
Oh,
for
that yeah,
Sloss.
just a bad day at the office, I think, for Sloths actually.
Yeah,
And the
but
fact
I
that
mean,
apparently in terms of headers won, they've got a team of midgets.
interesting. I mean, it's solid defence. You've got to say they obviously put pressure on the Sloths to be quite wasteful with their chances. Um, yeah, not the most exciting game. Did we look at the goal? Yeah, it's a free kick from Saviola actually. Um, Tato's going to be happy with that performance. Obviously, he'll look away when looking at Matt Villeneuve
Yeah.
and Zizi Roberts, but even Hoffland, how's he got a 6 there?
No
41 out of
idea.
45
This, I mean,
passes, three
this game
tackles
had.
at 4-1, 2 out of 3. This is so weird with the ratings. That's a solid performance from Big Kev.
Yeah, he's done really well. So, I mean, he should be very similar to Bashuk. I mean, this game had all the hallmarks of of an Alan Kirbishley Charlton versus a Tony Pulis Stoke, and it duly delivered.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But congratulations to Aster Athletic, though. Commiserations to the Spartak Sloths. One night to forget, and we move on.
Yeah, let's do Poundland Leeds versus nondescript Scottish team.
And for Powerland Leeds, coming from you from Rosendale, we have got yeah, not much has changed really. I think let me just double check. I don't even remember doing their team. Just changes to the subs, so it's the same lineup that were beaten last time out by Churchtown. Didn't really create much. He's sticking with it though because it served him well in previous
Yeah, and they
weeks.
were away from home, and he's played really well all season, so nothing to worry about. I'd have probably gone the same as well, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, pretty solid in midfield. Vogel again doing a bit of a job. Petkov left wing, not sure about, but again overall pretty good. If he gets tune out of Agahauer, who knows?
Yeah, and he's up against the Scottish boys who had a little bit of controversy last week, which we ironed out, but
Oh,
absolutely got hammered by Bostock, even if it was only 1-0 and Anelka who got that goal. This week he's gone for the Haggis Iodine download.exe just for a bit of fun, which I thought was quite funny. No big circles though this week, and it's a very standard champ formation, looking pretty solid. Yeah, it's always been about can Haggis score enough goals, and do Rosicky, Salas, and Shevchenko offer you enough? In my opinion, is that
Do you know what? I'd have been inclined to play Vasilyuk over Salas and perhaps even Danielson over Rosicky. But on the balance of it, I mean, that midfield triumvirate of Vieira, Mendieta, and Helguera is class. Cole and Duff will run all day. Claude Orbenstam's solid as. Shevchenko's always got goals in him. I know there's been a bit of doubt about him, but you know he has been popping up for Haggis this season. So all in all, very, very, very balanced side. Tough game to call. Do you know what? I fancy Haggis here just.
Ian Edwards going for the home win though, and no one else has taken my lead and started putting predictions in the chat early. Sean Sidez is the ref, and we've got some dry positions. General Smuts, Triumvirate, you getting paid by the syllable. So I think General Smuts pointing out that
Again,
you're
that's
using a
accent
couple of.
handicap. That's accent handicap.
Haggis were playing better with Vasiljevic in the team despite his scoring record, in my opinion, says Mr. Potato Mourinho. Should we have a special guest for this? Do you mean, should I put an accent on, or should we get?
No, because I don't want to offend some people in the Super League. Because I mean, I could do it, but let's not.
Okay, we'll leave it. Let's leave it, and we'll get a chorus of boos that we're not willing to go down the line. Massive game, this. Something that Fifey chips in with.
No, it's not Fifey. No, it's not.
No one
Don't talk
cares
about
about this. The
oh, yeah, exactly.
two nondescript, boring teams. Come on,
With no identity.
Two teams sincerely lacking in character. Honestly, I mean, you wouldn't even see what's he called, Brendan Rodgers managing these guys. There's such a lack of character in these two teams. You can see this by the generally nothing happening in the first half. 34 minutes gone, and I've already bored looking at the text from either side. But there's Thomas, nondescript Czech Republican player, who's got a goal for the Haggis just before the half, and Haggis have been on top, 5 shots on target to the 1. Maka suffering from connection troubles in Worsley again. It's been all Haggis in terms of the action goals. So a quick look at how that went in. Looks like a bit of a solo effort from Rosicky. Petkov could not stop. Kivu or Patsetsoglu or Vogel. Yeah, Rosicky doing the business for the Haggis Hunters. And Mikey Duff at the 8. But a rock solid first half performance. So Ian, if you want to have a look through your team, 5 shots from Shevchenko, 3 on target. Rosicky is 1 and 1, is the one that gets the goal. I think you've been pretty rock solid there. Rosicky down on 83, potentially something to look at. So let us know if you want any subs. I'll move over to Dan Megahorse's Leddersford Old Boys. Not the worst in terms of player ratings, but I mean, 2 shots, 1 on target at home is not what you want to look for. The team has stopped shooting, says Dan the Man Megahorse. Patsoglu being the best of a relatively poor bunch. Let us know either team if you want any subs. Maka, are you back with us? Maka, are you back with us? No.
I am.
I think
not the internet because my phone is still.
Maka, we're kind of getting one sentence on, one sentence off at the minute, so yeah, maybe worth just I don't know, kicking your router. Tozza off, Mozza on. Torres from Orientes. And we continue. Maka, let us know when you can sing us on it. Something happened then, and we're on Vieri. Patsoglu gets talking to, and there's Big Paddy making it 2 for Haggis.
There you go. Can you hear me now, Ryan? Sorry.
I can hear you now.
Ooh.
Hi, Stephen. It's Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Clem Fandango. Push the fucking button.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to push the fucking Wi-Fi button on the. Oh. Haggis gonna get you.
Haggis gonna get you. 8 minutes.
Oh, I just cracked on. He's 3-0 up. He don't give a fuck. No, honestly, I wouldn't even bother. Just click OK. Fuck him. He's 3-0 up. Nah.
Dumb. Very dumb.
Cowardice.
I'm just doing. Sorry, Ian. I've just done your tactic for you.
Don't matter. He's won.
He's won.
This
Yeah.
is I'll tell you what. That's a very good result. Does
Yeah.
that put Haggis in the playoff positions currently above
No.
Gaz? Oh no, it doesn't. Interesting.
Yeah, Ian said roll, but I did that for substitution. I'm sorry about that. I just thought I'd do that
No,
substitution. So that's
you've done
why.
him a favour. You've just got Danielson an extra appearance, haven't you, for the 13th appearance rule?
Oh right, yeah. I mean, I don't know if Fifey will be continuing that next season. Haggis absolutely exceptional. 11 shots, 8 on target. Leathersford 4 shots, 2 on target. Deserved 3-0 away victors after a poor performance last time out. See how good you can be when you don't whip Bobby in. And picking up across from Gaza Mendieta. Salah slipped the ball past Paredes and then driven in low. Marcelo Salas getting, I think, his second goal of the season, or his first goal of the season. Yeah, great performance from Mendieta.
Oh,
9 for
not
Vieira.
again.
No, you're still there, Maka. You're still there. Or are you still there?
Honestly, Duggan was right. Duggan was right. The smashing up of laptops tends to have repercussions.
Draw a line, Ryan. Worst performance of the season, says.
I think just move on. Move on.
Move on. All right. Calm down. Would you fucking put your tampon back in? Tell you, yeah, not best from Leathersford. Pats at Zogler and Akahawa and Paredes doing okay, but maybe one to forget and move on. Worst performance as the season, and we get to our final game of the evening. It's the might of Fulchester against the shithouse of the Locomotive. And let's go to Fulchester first. You're sticking with the old tactic from last time out, where you got your 3-0 victory. Playing well at the
Yeah.
minute, Macca. Good form.
Yeah. Both me and Greavesy, I think, had various personal commitments or busyness going on. So we kind of just submitted something we already had. I've done mine via text again because, again, as you can probably imagine, my laptop's shit. Decent side. Hopefully Ronaldo replicates. Shearer's doing a job at the minute. Sutton's the impact man off the bench. Michael Owen's doing a job for us as well. I'm actually reasonably happy with the team this season. We're scoring more goals than we normally do, but we have conceded a few more, and that's probably because I was fucking about with formations again. But overall, sort of pleased to still be in the mix 15, 16 games in. Beckham, somebody said I won't get assists out of. I have. Veron's not at his imperious best, but we'll get there. Nedved's not been too bad either.
So I'm just clicking for you a few players. You don't have to comment.
Yeah. No, I'm more than happy with this, mate. I'll see how we get on. But I know Greasy's always got something up his sleeve, so I don't know. I'd take a draw probably. Given the other results of tonight, I'd take a draw.
Yeah, Greasy going with 4-1-3-2 wing backs, Max Tanato and Zambrotta out wide. This is, I think, the first time we've had, or maybe not the first time, but Massimo Darti is a Fulchester player on loan at Locomotive, so the chance for a player to play against and potentially score against their parent club, which could be interesting. See what they did. You know, he's not changed it too much from last time. Same formation. Donati, Zidane, Guerrero midfield, I think is probably the best he's got.
Yeah, I mean, well, Donati needs to get some game time. I'm not going to pick him above Nedved or Veron. So I was happy to let him go to Loco. I mean, Soslaw says he scores the winner tonight. Fullbacks could be a problem. Hopefully, Beckham and Giggs cancel those out. Montella and Inzaghi, both your typical Italian poacher strikers. They could be a bit of a nuisance. Should be a very, very, very interesting game, this. Again, like I said, I'd take a draw, hopefully sneak a win, and start putting some pressure on people.
Yeah, Boston outside the top six. It's a rare thing for Greavesy to be outside the top six. It could be solidified if he doesn't get anything here tonight. Let's kick this.
A loss isn't terminal for me, so I won't sweat if I do lose. To be honest.
Tato Mourinho going 2-0. Ineba's going 2-1 with a Donati goal on the way. You'd say you take a draw here. What are you going for? Prediction? What's your prediction?
Do you know what? Actually, I do fancy myself to score two. I might, for the first time on comms ever, back myself here. I think 2-1.
Well, I hope that's not the commentator's kiss of death.
Probably
Kiss
is.
of death. Fulchester win would be huge, says Mr. Edwards. Let's kick this off, and it's
Come on, the
time.
boys. Come on, the boys.
Zambrotta coming forward for Loco. It looks like
Here we fucking go. Here we go. FFS in the text, as per. You just know, don't you? Oh, yes. Who
big.
said Shearer couldn't do it in Super League?
Oh, Montella gets the
Oh,
equaliser
what a
though.
nuisance. What a nuisance.
Both teams, 2 goals in the first half. I feel like we've saved this
We've
till
been
last.
spoiled. We've been spoiled.
Oh, Montella at the end of the half. There's Giggs going forward. Beckham free kick, and we get to half time. Fairly even
Oh,
match actually. 5 shots and 3
yeah,
versus
good
6
game.
and
Good
2.
game.
Your boy's not winning the tackles though, Marco. What, 57% won by Loco.
Interesting.
Action zones suggest that you've been on top and possession slightly in your favour. Let's have a quick look at the goals. It's Ronaldo free kick and Shearer got his head at goal for his 5th goal of the season. And it looks like Montella effort, Buffon save, but then he picked up the rebound and has put it in the back of the net. So interesting one. Has anyone seen Greaves here? About Greaves is
He
here.
is in the chat. Yeah, he is
Yeah,
in the chat.
he's gone 0-0. It was prediction before. It's 1-1 at half time, so that's not going to come through. Barthez on an 8, as is Martin Leverson. A few 6s in there. Guerrero down to an 85 on fitness. And I know he had a long-term injury, so that might be something that he picks up. Donati only on a 6, obviously not wanting to piss off his manager in the opposite
Lad.
dugout.
Greasy was that confident of a 0-0. He predicted it after I went 1-0 up.
Greasy, let us know if you want to make any changes, mate. It's an interesting. I mean, you're not too sure what you can do really, unless you were changing one of your strikers. He's keeping
Um,
it as is. So
Genuinely, from a neutral point of view, if I was watching this game, if I was local, I'd probably keep as is. He's not done a whole lot wrong, and he's still in the game. I'm going to do my usual Sutton for a win.
Michael Ronaldo on 82 fitness, but it's yeah, interesting one. Chris,
If he gets injured, I'll bring Adil Ramsey on for him. But Nicky Butt not having an 8 probably speaks volumes for me not dominating games.
interesting indeed. Buffon on a 6. He's
Of
obviously
course he is. My bad.
a catalyst when Buffon doesn't play well. You guys don't play well.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Giggs
Oh,
has scored his 5th of the season though in 49 minutes. Fulchester have the lead. Looks like you're on top at the moment, and Ryan Giggs has
oh,
got a second to make it 3-1. Locomotive Boston not playing well at the moment. Speculative is for
oh!
Massimo
What a
Donati.
honestly finding two
Oh,
weeks' wages. What a knob.
what a knob. We're going to slow this down. 15 minutes to go. It's 3-2. It's an exciting game. Forces Van Brossa and Buffon saves, keeping you in it there. Looks like Locomotive really piling it on.
Save the best till last. What a game this is.
Beckham spins Toneto into the air. There's Chris Sutton.
Being a menace, being a menace, being a menace. Oh, yes! Things you love to see. Ronaldo and Shearer in the goals, Sutton doing the dirty work. Come on, lads. See it home. See it home. See it home. Good Lord. Oh, my goodness. I can't handle this. Oh, put the corks back in the champers.
5 minutes normal time left. It's 4-3.
Jesus
What a game
Christ.
this has been.
This is tense. I hate this. It's the worst bit about Super League. I'd rather just not have a team and commentate every week.
Nedved to Giggs. Shearer unmarked on the volley.
Shearer! Oh, fucking knob. Don't. It's going to be 4-4, this, isn't it? What a game. Game of the season, if it is.
89 minutes gone. Can Fulchester hold on? Ronaldo down.
I can't even be coherent watching this. It's too tense. Come on, boys. Yes! What a result. Fucking hell, Greaves. The hard lines, mate. That was epic.
Yeah, what a game. 4-3 Fulchester versus Locomotive Boston. We did save the best till last. And thank you for the 13 of you for staying as is. Greaves is saying keep as is. If he dies, he dies at half time. Epic fixture. 12.
Oh, look at that. I mean, that is pretty good. Come on.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
really good entertainment. Both teams going toe to toe, and Fulchester just getting the nod at Lee Timber saying finally a good game. Yeah, I think looking at the action zones, you probably felt that you were putting more pressure on for the longer period. I don't want to dwell on each and everything. So Giggs hopeful shot. Giggs hit it in low. Donati speculative effort. Ronaldo and Mart. Montella, great opportunity after Buffon did well to parry. Greaves, you can't have a go at anyone there. His team have played
No,
pretty
do you
well.
know what? That's you again. If you look at it from a neutral point of view, you feel so sorry for him. His midfield and his forward lines all done well. His defence has been fairly solid. Barthez has even had a decent game despite conceding 4. I think it just goes to show the quality of teams on display. Yeah, he's got to feel hard done by a little bit. I mean, it's a very, very even game, and looking at the commentary, it just looks like one of Giggs's goals was perhaps a bit of a fluke or a bit of a long ranger type thing, and that's perhaps the differentiator between the two teams. So unlucky to Greavesy, hard lines, but that'll do.
How about
Giggsy,
yourself,
oof.
give your boys some praise? And I mean, they've managed to Buffon's managed to let 3 in, get a 6, but the rest of the lads have dug him out of a hole tonight.
Oh, the midfield and forward line's done fantastic there. Even big Chris Sutton's done great. He's knocking on the door for being brought on before half time at this rate. Ronaldo finally looks to be doing something. Shearer has been a bit of a revelation, obviously with an assist as well. Yeah, very, very pleased with that performance. So it's not often we score that many, and particularly against a side as good as Loco. Really, really pleased with that. And I think that puts me right in the mix for the top 2 or 3 now. But I'm not going to count any chickens. Still just try and get to that magical sort of 41 point mark.
Let's hit continue. And we've got an Aster home win. Bostock managed to get a draw against Dudley, maybe against the run of play. Dragons, a little bit of form of recent. Fulchester, great victory at home to Locomotive Boston. Hools, again, and obviously finding a bit of form. Spectacular win for Haggis away at Leddersford, who just dropped off a little bit. And the Devils in the big match early doors overcoming Northern Burn. How has that affected the table? It hasn't affected the top. Northern Burn and Bostock still up there. Fulchester, though, do we look at these teams at 11?
League's top scorers. Who'd have thought that?
Yeah, I was saying that if they've got 11 goal difference and you've got 3,
Well, yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
yeah, definitely not the kind of the bolted door that you once there. But yeah, as you said, league top goal scorers and up into 3rd position, 3 points ahead of Leddersford, who just kind of gone off the boil a little bit. Sloss got beat tonight, and that's put Devils kind of cementing their spot in the top 6. Haggis Hunters into 7th, Aster into 8th with a victory, which means defeats for Locomotive and Gatels move them down to 9th and 10th. Greaves is saying in the chat there that Locomotive Boston, this is the lowest they've ever been since joining the Super League. Dragons win pushes them over Churchtown. Hools, have won tonight, which puts them on level points with Churchtown. And Dudley Hill, despite a couple of draws and looking a lot better, have actually dropped further behind at the bottom of the table, which is a little bit harsh. Uh, uh,
Oh, that
yeah,
team.
yeah, but apparently, I mean,
Do you know what?
hopefully he's having a
I
good
look at
night
this.
and won't care too much.
No, he's probably balls deep at the minute, isn't he? I look at this league though, mate, and I still look from Devils down to Hools. 7 points with 10 games left ain't much. I seriously don't think
It
it's
is a
much. We've
lot.
seen
It is a lot in the Super League.
no, you say it's a lot, but look at tonight. The teams that have dropped points and how narrow it's now got between, sort of 3rd and 8th or whatever. I mean, I think yesterday it was like 9, 10 points. Now it's like 8. I'm just saying, my general point is that it can,
Things can swing.
be clawed away at. And I think 10 games is still enough time to chip away at it. I mean, don't get me wrong, no one's competing. I think there's a first and second probably a out of reach for a
Yeah.
lot of the sides that aren't in the top 6, obviously. But for the sides that aren't in the top 6, are 6th and 5th in play? Absolutely.
You travelled to Churchtown. You won this night, and Churchtown got beat. Obviously, Churchtown been a bit better at home than they have away, so it'll be an interesting one. Haggis on good form, big win tonight. They travel to Dudley Hill, who've been performing better. Managed to get up a couple of points, but that elusive win hasn't come their way of recent. Gazelles will be looking to bounce back at home to Aster Athletic, who are looking to push on to the playoffs. I mean, who'd have thought that? Tato doing a fantastic job there. Jens will be looking forward to to continue in his better form, this time at home to Leddersford, who've lost a couple on the spin now and don't look as solid as they once did. It'll be interesting to see if Mr. Megahorse changes anything. Locomotive Boston, as Greavesy has said, lowest he's ever been, and up against a now at least, I don't know if Smuts led, but definitely Smuts involved Dragons. Definitely harder to beat. That all of a sudden that becomes a really, really tough game. It's also, we've got a marquee matchup here. Northern Burn, top of the table, against Bostock Stanley. Neither team won tonight. Both kept their spots. That should be a good one. And Sloths v Spartak is basically 5th v 6. It's definitely sure to be a humdinger. Quick look at the stats there. Fulchester, Aster and Swindon, the teams to beat. Loco down the bottom, 3 losses on the spin. Dudley have halted that kind of rot, but need to start getting some W's on the board. And Churchtown, Spartak not in the best of form. Haggis, at least they're not drawing. They're winning 6 points out of the last 15. Not the end of the world.
Well.
Yeah, just clicking through a few of these.
I'm beaten at home in my last 5. Is the home form returning?
Wow.
Who knows?
Locomotive lost 3 on the spin. Interesting.
Oof. Oh, there we go. The C-suite are back.
Dudley Hill need to get the win. Locomotive haven't won in 6. And quickly scan through some of these.
Is this where Greaves is clicking? Didn't disagree with comment or no comment to when it says the press there. The Locomotive's wheels have fell off.
Potentially 5 red cards from Northern Burn. I think 2 or 3.
I've not had a red card this season. That's interesting.
Yeah, just jinx yourself there, mate. But there we are.
Probably, but
no surprises there. Mikey Duff doing really well this season. Sandy and behind Nicky Butt up there.
What a boy! What a fucking hero!
Anelka up there on above an 8. Dragons Kiotis in there. Locomotive Boston's Tonetto, who came in from out of the lead. Helguera having a wonderful season. Zeriberto down in 15th. That's a surprise. Quick look at goals, and we've got Sizalco topping there from Vieri. Neither scored tonight, I don't think. Nor did CZ Roberts, nor did Mpenza. Montella did, though, for Locomotive.
Giggs is my top goal scorer.
Big Alves there on 5 as well, though. Quick look at assists. Beckham, Aymar, and Zeriberto sharing on top. Yeah.
And Seba. There we go. Oh, look at that, boys. Team of the week. Dominated by the C-suite.
Indeed. Right, Macca, as always, mate, it's been a pleasure to have you on, my good friend. I shall see you soon. Thank you for everyone for joining us in the chat. Greasy's pulling out excuses left and right here, mate. Greasy, just get over it, mate. Fucking hell. Miserable.
Greasy, get better.
Yeah, you
see
need
me
to
in the
get better,
playoffs.
mate. It's been poor, this, Greasy. I've almost written you off now, man. Jesus, Listen, you love that, and you will love that because it was a treat. It was a treat for everyone to enjoy. Thank you ever much for everyone to join. Thank you so much for everyone to joining us. If I can get my English out, it's been a pleasure. It's been a good show. Fifey will be with you on Sunday. Who is with you? Who is joining you with? I have no idea. Any final thoughts, Macca?
Yes, I am quite likely to be severely inebriated in the land of Yorkshire on Sunday evening, so I may have to submit my team well before that. What I would say is that this is not done and dusted by a long shot. I still think that top 6 could change remarkably. Northern Burn, go back to what you do best. Bostock, the same. Everybody else get fucked.
Indeed. Yes, I'm in North Wales actually on Sunday, so it'd be interesting to see.
Whereabouts?
One of those holiday camps. I don't want to bastardize my pronunciation of it.
That's fine, mate. We are getting paid by the syllable, remember?
We are indeed. I'm not going to. I was going to try and pronounce that. That Clan Go town, but I'm not even going to.
I've been there. They've got a lovely co-op. And the only reason the co-op is massive because they've got the name of the town on the front of the co-op. So the co-op, by its very nature, is about 1 million. It's tremendous. They've got all sorts in there for a village of about.
I love that you mean it looks like I'm not gonna look. Macca's stream is call is struggling again, and it looks like he was pausing for dramatic effect. But anyway, thank you very much for everyone to join us, and we will see you